Hey everyone, how are you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm going to be conducting a daily energy reading for the collective. So this is timeless. It's not a personal reading. So take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So the deck has been shuffled and we're just going to step into this reading now and see what message actually wants to come through via the cards. So as I said, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So first up, we have got the Magician in the reverse. We've got the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Interesting. We have got the Three of Wands in the upright position. We've got the Hanged Man in the upright position. Oh, we've got the Emperor in the reverse. Underneath the bottom of the deck, we've got the Hierophant in the upright position. So, right off the bat, there's something that is being released right now. Even though there's a feeling of preparation coming from yourself, and I do really strongly feel this in the Three of Wands energy, there's a moment where, to me, it just feels as if there's gifts that's coming in with the Magician in the reverse. But there's a feeling of you needing to take a moment before. It's okay. I just heard something about the power that you're wielding, or this power feels as if this is yours. It's yours that you always had. But because of what's been happening to you here, down here, it's almost a feeling of needing to sort of like recalibrate, readjust yourself, look at it from a different perspective before you're able to step into this Emperor energy, because I feel that you are transforming into this Emperor energy, which is kind of give me your rightful place, your rightful position in the universe. And you're ready to leave, you're ready to take action on something. But with the Hierophant, I'm getting a feeling of strong guidance coming from above. This can even be your oversoul. This can be, your guides, something that's coming back in for you. But it's as if it's almost like a drip, drip, drip kind of feeling. Your gifts are not going to be returned to you in its full entirety. You need to kind of like take your gifts back in small doses. Your gifts are returning to you in small doses. And the Hanged Man, to me, feels like this is where, okay, it's almost as if, like, if you can see, like, this will be, the Guardian, the Hierophant. And because I'm really getting a feeling of being really eager, being very much inspired, feeling this sort of like excitement energy, but it's almost as if this Hierophant is like saying like, whoa, 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 just hold your horses a moment, just calm down and just breathe. Okay, I know that you're excited to, you're coming out from the system, you're coming out from the matrix type thing, and the more that you keep on working on yourself, yes, your gifts are returning, but you need to kind of allow this sort of like moment to look at things from a different perspective. I feel that you're definitely a very powerful person because you will be in this Emperor energy eventually. But there's a moment where you need to kind of like really sort of practice or work more by being able to control yourself or control your gifts or something to that effect. Take it as it comes to you. But this really feels as if, as I said, like this Magician energy is yours, the Emperor energy is yours, but this Hanged Man is just, and the Hierophant is just asking you to kind of like look at things from a different perspective. And to be honest, I don't think you really have much choice in the matter. You're showing great promise to your guides upstairs. But because of the memories that have been taken from you, you need to kind of like, there needs to be sort of like step-by-step observation as you are navigating your way back to the stars, back to yourself, back towards this Emperor energy. So I'm going to expand on this reading a bit and just look at what the Magician is saying, what the Magician is about. Okay. What is it about the Magician that the collective needs to know? And I was also just hearing, like, you really need to kind of control your emotions as well. Control your emotions. With the Magician card, okay, right. So this is why you need to hold your horses, calm down, because whoever you are an extremely powerful energy being, okay? It doesn't really matter about what skin suit you're wearing down here. And I'm also getting that your fractal, you as the fractal, the person that's watching this reading, I really sense that you come from a lineage of very, very powerful, ancient, very, very ancient order beings that, you came down here to help and give assistance. Unfortunately, with the memory wipe and hopefully not so many incarnations down here, this is your last round of being here again. But with regards to the way how these, and what's going on as well with our gifts returning, and we're stepping back into our power, which is what they don't want. The controllers don't want that to happen. It's happening anyway. But the thing is, you really need to know how to balance out your inner light and your inner dark, as we all have to, okay? So this is coming out from being polarized to, being to duality, and then back into being unified. This Hierophant knows exactly how to do that, and so do you. But it's just that you've forgotten, okay? You've forgotten how powerful you are, and, powerful and dangerous, all right? You pose a threat to those dark energies who are trying really hard to suppress us. You're definitely one of those people. The Ten of Wands being in the reverse, we do have the Justice card being in the reverse. So that's that, corrupt energy, corrupt system. As I said, that's a release, a letting go. You've moved past them. Basically, they can't contain you. They can't put this burden on you because you've let that shit go. All right, and what I'm getting more of, you're definitely in the Three of Wands energy, more than than especially this. With the Three of Wands, what card comes up for this is the Four of Wands. So this is about getting back into this feeling of security. And I'm also getting, I know this is Four of Wands, but it's almost giving me this feeling of like your people, your guides meeting you on the other side. Once you cross over this threshold, once you go through this portal, you're going to have your people on the other side that will be there for you, cheering you on. What's this card here? We see the Strength card in upright position. So they are definitely, whoever you are, you're definitely powerful. But you just need to remember how to control these, your emotions, as your, gifts are returning. And the Hanged Man in the reverse, sorry, it's not in the reverse, it's in upright position. Yeah, the Page of Wands upright. As I said, this feeling of like excitement, this keen energy, feeling inspired to do more, this excitement that they know that you have already. You probably can feel it within you already. You have these bursts of inspiration, this desire to help, assist, join the fight, etc., etc. But it's calling for reflection. It's calling for a lot of wisdom that you need to get back into remembering again. All right. The Emperor being in the reverse, and we have got the Two of Wands being in the reverse as well. So again, this is about really and truly just being, I'm hearing it sort of like saying, think before you speak. Your words are very powerful. Think before you act. Okay. For this one. And then underneath the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Cups in upright position. So I do feel that there has been some form of contact. This can be, you know, even in dreams or signs and synchronicities. But they are trying to reach out to you. And the Page of Cups represents someone from the past. So they definitely know who you are. And what I'm sensing here with these little page energies as well, it may feel like it's something new to you, but this is not new energy. This is energy that has been waiting for you for, you know, a long time until you come out from this craziness and return to your power, to your rightful place in the universe. So let's get into closing out this reading and let's get some messages from the Inner Temple Oracle. Oh. Wow, they just fell down. All right, so we have got Destiny Life. Sorry. First, for the cards that's come out. Interesting how those three cards fell on top of this. This is really, it's kind of telling that this is, you know, you're going back. You're destined to go back. You're not destined to stay in this nonsense with the Justice card in the reverse. The next message that wants to come through. The Tall Poppy. Yeah. So with this energy, with this card, this is about somebody that will have the confidence to stand up and go the extra mile. Get out there and do things. Get out and show the world who you are, how powerful you are. And again, I feel that you're somebody who will be able to inspire others to do the same, because I do see other poppies in the background as well. Something else sort of like when it's come through to say that, I know it's just saying, just be mindful about being competitive. I'm not sensing that you are somebody that's normally like that, but sorry, if you can see like these lights, it's coming from my bracelet, so they're not orbs, just to let you know. This Tall Poppy, as I said, you're not somebody who is competitive. You may have a lot of people that are going to try to compete with you, but it's like just kind of like being mindful of that energy, okay? But you're definitely somebody who does have confidence, you know, and if there's something that you know that you want to share with others, you know, you're willing to go the extra mile. And then we have got Inner Summer. So there's this feeling of this burst of energy, this bloom that's coming in, this passion. It's kind of giving me a feeling, if you notice the way how these three cards are already, let me just put them there. See, it's got this kind of goldness, gold sort of like energy that's coming in, or that you will work, that's working through you. And if you notice, there's sort of like this golden light around here and then here again. So there's a lot of like, you know, gold light that does surround you during, you know, this time. I feel that as we are, depending on where you are positioned and, you know, in this realm, if you are somewhere where you're going to be stepping into the summer months, you may feel even more of these energies that's coming through. All right, so just bear that in mind. And then the next card that we've got is Chamber of Soul Gifts. Yeah, as I said, your gifts, you're returning back to your gifts. They are coming back in, but as I said, it just needs to be monitored and sort of controlled, so that it's to help you to harness these powerful energies that you have. And I really feel that you're definitely a force to be reckoned with. If you knew how powerful you are, if you knew how to use your powers, you know, you could really take down the system big time. You know, you've got a lot of, you know, you'd be able to influence people, you'd be able to speak with people, rally people around to be, you know, not to be so much on your side, but to kind of open their eyes and see what, you know, what's really going on out there. If they choose to stay there, then that's up to them, that's fine. But, and, you know, partially because they're meant to be there, they're not meant to awaken, but for others, you know, you could, you know, really do some, you know, serious damage to the system. We've got the golden thread, and to me, this represents this connection back to, you know, your people, the guardians up there, you know, your kin, I'd say, your soul family. And it's been sort of like recognized again by yourself, like it's slowly coming back in. The card underneath the bottom of the deck is the Chamber of Soul Contracts. This is interesting. Where is it? I've got the Soul Gifts, Chamber of Soul Gifts. I'm hearing you're being reinitiated again. This elder, this wise one, sort of like a council. You could even be a part of like the High Council energy. But what I'm sensing here is that because of where you came from, which is, you know, you spent a lot of time down here again, down here, it's almost as if like going through this initiation, going through this almost like a ceremony, a ritual. And this could even be like either renewing a soul contract or entering into a new one, realigning yourself, refamiliarizing yourself back with your gifts. This may be something that you may want to go over. No, I'm hearing they want to go over your soul contract with you. They want to do that with you. Okay, right. That's interesting. So this is what I've got for the reading. Don't think there's anything else that really wants to come through. As I said, just take what resonates from this reading. I would say it feels specific, but it doesn't feel specific. It just feels as if more of us are, as I said, going to be experiencing more intense energies, flashbacks, especially where intuition and like visions are concerned. Okay, these are all part of like your gifts down here, but not everything is going to be like returned to you all at once straight away. This is a step-by-step progress. Okay, but all is well, all is good. All right. This is what I've got. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.